First contact. The alien sun cast long shadows across the excavation site as Dr. Aya Nakamura brushed away centuries of dust from the metallic surface she had uncovered. "This is unlike anything we've found on Proxima b before," she whispered to herself, her dark hair falling across her face as she leaned closer. Her purple environmental suit was stained with the planet's distinctive reddish soil. Dr. Nakamura, called Cooper Reed, striding across the dig site, his tall frame silhouetted against the setting sun. "You need to take a break. You've been at it for 14 hours straight." Aya looked up, her eyes reflecting the strange patterns etched into the artifact. "I can't stop now, Cooper," she said. "There's something about this object. It's almost like it's watching me." Cooper crouched beside her, his rugged features softening. "That's the exhaustion talking," he said, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Even brilliant archaeologists need sleep." In the shadow of a nearby ridge unseen by the humans, a figure observed with keen interest. Thrave adjusted his optical enhancer, studying the human female with the artifact. His scaled skin shifted color slightly as he processed what he was seeing. "Impossible," he murmured, his voice like rustling leaves back at the dig site. Aya reluctantly packed her tools but paused when her fingers brushed against the artifact's surface. A faint hum emanated from within the metal, and a subtle glow illuminated the intricate patterns. "Cooper," she gasped. "Are you seeing this?" The object pulsed with a pale blue light responding to her touch. The light spread along invisible seams, revealing a geometric design that had been hidden for millennia. "That's not possible," Cooper whispered, pulling out his scanner. "We've had 7 different species try to activate this thing. Nothing happened with any of them." Dr. Chen, the expedition leader, hurried over, his expression shifting from curiosity to barely concealed excitement. "What did you do, Aya?" he demanded. "I just touched it," she replied, her voice trembling slightly as the artifact continued to respond. "It feels warm, almost alive." From his hiding place, Thrave's eyes narrowed. His people had searched for this artifact for generations. Their most gifted had tried to awaken it to no avail. Yet this human, this fragile creature, had succeeded where countless others had failed. As night fell over the research camp, Aya couldn't sleep. The connection she felt with the artifact lingered, like a half-remembered dream. She slipped out of her quarters and made her way back to the secured lab where they had moved the object. "You shouldn't be here alone," came a voice from behind her. Aya spun around to find Kai Nomura, the team's security specialist, watching her with suspicious eyes. "I needed to check something," she said. "That artifact is now classified." Kai replied, his hand resting casually on his sidearm. "Direct orders from Commander Rena herself." "Since when does the Galactic Alliance care about archaeological finds?" Aya challenged. "Since they start responding exclusively to human touch," Kai answered, his expression unreadable. Later that night, as Aya finally drifted to sleep, a shadow crossed her window. Thrave observed the sleeping human with growing interest. "So the legends were true," he whispered. "The Sentinel chooses its guardian, and somehow after all this time it has chosen her." The artifact pulsed in the lab below as if responding to his words. The ancient weapon had awakened after millennia of silence, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Whispers of power. Morning light filtered through the research station's windows as Aya stared at the artifact, now secured in a containment field. Her dreams had been filled with strange symbols and whispers in an unknown language. "I can feel it, trying to communicate," she said softly as Cooper analyzed the readings beside her. "Your neural activity is off the charts." Cooper replied, his brow furrowed in concentration. "It's almost as if the artifact is synchronizing with your brain waves." His fingers moved swiftly across the holographic display, his concern for Aya evident in his eyes. Dr. Chen entered the lab, his usual pristine appearance slightly disheveled. "The Alliance vessel will be arriving within the hour," he announced. "Commander, Rena wants daily reports on the artifact. This is an archaeological discovery, not a military asset," Aya protested, rising from her seat. "We should be consulting with the Interplanetary Historical Society, not the Alliance." This stopped being just an archaeological curiosity the moment it responded to you. Dr. Chen replied, his tone leaving no room for argument. We don't know what this technology is capable of. As Dr. Chen left, Cooper moved closer to Aya, their shoulders touching. I don't like this, he whispered. Chen's never been interested in the historical significance of our finds before. I know, Aya agreed, her hand unconsciously reaching toward the artifact. The containment field hummed as the object inside pulsed brightly, responding. To her proximity, something isn't right. That evening, the Alliance ship descended through the atmosphere, landing in a cleared area near the research station. Commander Rena emerged, flanked by security personnel, her imposing figure clothed in the distinctive gray uniform of the Galactic Alliance. Dr. Nakamura, Commander Rena said, extending her hand, her smile not reaching her eyes. Your discovery has caused quite a stir in the upper echelons. It's just an artifact, Aya replied cautiously. An artifact that responds only to human touch after remaining dormant for what our scientists estimate to be over 50,000 years, Rena countered. You understand why that might be of interest to us. Later that night, as Aya worked alone in the B lab, she sensed a presence. She turned to find a tall, slender figure emerging from the shadows. His skin had a faint bluish hue, and his eyes reflected light like a cat's. Who are you? She gasped, reaching for the alarm. I am Thrave, he said, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. I have been watching you, Dr. Aya Nakamura, because you have done what my people could not for countless generations. Your people? Aya asked, her finger hovering over the alarm button. We are the Veshrai, he explained. For millennia we have searched for the Sentinel, believing ourselves to be its intended guardians, yet it never awakened for us. The artifact pulsed as if recognizing Thrave's presence. The Sentinel? Aya questioned. What you call an artifact is merely a key. Thrave said, his voice like music. A key to something far more powerful. A guardian created to protect all sentient life. Their conversation was interrupted as the door slid open, revealing Kai, his weapon drawn. Step away from Dr. Nakamura, he ordered. Thrave moved with incredible speed, vanishing into the ventilation system before Kai could fire. Who was that? Kai demanded, approaching Aya. Someone with answers, she replied, her mind racing with the implications of Thrave's words. The following day, Cooper found Aya in her quarters, surrounded by notes. I've been having visions, she explained as he sat beside her on her bed. Coordinates, mathematical equations, technical specifications. Cooper took her hand, concern etched on his face. This connection is affecting you physically, Aya. Your body temperature is elevated, your neural patterns are changing. I know, she whispered, leaning against him, finding comfort in his warmth. But I can't stop now. The artifact, the Sentinel, it's showing me things, Cooper, important things. He brushed a strand of hair from her face, his touch lingering. Whatever this is, we'll figure it out together. He promised, his voice soft. His lips met hers, tentatively at first, then with growing passion, as months of unspoken attraction finally found expression. Unknown to them, Dr. Chen watched their interaction through the security feed, his expression calculating. As he turned away, he activated his secure communicator. Commander, the connection between Dr. Nakamura and the artifact is growing stronger. I recommend we move up the timeline. Agreed, came Rena's crisp reply. Prepare the artifact for transport. We'll continue the research at our secure facility. Outside the station, hidden among the Yaima rocks, Thrave observed the Alliance soldiers preparing transport containers. His communicator activated. The humans plan to move the Sentinel, he reported. If they succeed, all will be lost. Then we must act now, came the reply. The Sentinel cannot fall into Alliance hands. The human female is the key. Remember your mission, Thrave at all costs. As night fell over the research station, the artifact pulsed with increasing urgency. Its light synchronized with Aya's heartbeat as she slept. A storm was gathering both literally and figuratively, and at its center was an ancient power that had chosen its guardian after millennia of waiting. Hidden agendas. The research station's alarms blared through the early morning hours, waking Aya from a fitful sleep filled with strange visions. She rushed to the lab, her heart pounding in rhythm with the distant pulse of the artifact. "What's happening?" she demanded as she found Cooper and Sarah, the team's pilot, frantically working at the monitoring stations. "Dr. Chen has ordered the artifact to be prepped for immediate transport," Sarah explained, her fingers flying across the controls, her red hair tied back in a messy ponytail. "He's locked us out of the main systems." Cooper turned to Aya, his expression grim. "This isn't just a research handover," he said, lowering his voice. "I accessed Chen's private communications. Area helped me break the encryption." The station's AI interface materialized beside them, her holographic form flickering slightly. "Dr. Chen has been in contact with a private military contractor." Arya reported, her voice modulated to avoid detection. "The communications indicate plans to weaponize the artifact." Aya felt a chill run through her body. "We can't let that happen," she whispered. "The artifact, the Sentinel, it isn't a weapon, at least not in the way they think." "How do you know that?" Sarah asked her, eyes narrowing with suspicion. Before Aya could answer, Kai entered the lab, his usual composed demeanor replaced with tension. "Commander Rena has deployed additional security throughout the facility," he reported. "They're preparing to move the artifact within the hour." "Kai," Aya began, uncertain of his loyalties. "The Alliance doesn't understand what they're dealing with. This isn't just technology. It's something more, something alive." Kai's expression remained unreadable for a moment, before he sighed. "I've served the Alliance for 15 years, he said, "but I've seen the reports they're filing. This isn't about protection or research. They're treating this like a military asset acquisition." "Then help us," Cooper urged, stepping closer to Aya protectively. "Help us keep it safe until we understand it." The lights flickered suddenly and the containment field around the artifact wavered. The object inside pulsed with increasing intensity. "The power systems are being rerouted." Arya announced, her form becoming more transparent. "I am being restricted." "Arya, download your core functions to my personal device," Cooper commanded, pulling a small drive from his pocket. "We might need you." As the AI complied, the lab doors slid open, revealing Dr. Chen flanked by Alliance security personnel. "Dr. Nakamura," he said, his voice cold and clinical. "Commander Rena requires your presence for the transport procedure." "What exactly are you planning to do with the artifact, Chen?" Aya challenged, standing her ground. "What the Alliance always does with advanced technology," he replied with a thin smile. "Ensure humanity's continued dominance in the galaxy." As the security team moved forward, the ventilation grate above them crashed to the floor and Thrave dropped into the room, moving with fluid grace. "Now would be a good time to run," he suggested, as he disabled 2 guards with swift, precise movements. Chaos erupted as alarms blared throughout the facility. Kai made his decision in an instant, drawing his weapon and firing at the ceiling, creating a shower of sparks that distracted the remaining guards. "This way," Sarah shouted, gesturing toward the emergency exit. "I have a transport prepped on the auxiliary landing pad." As they fled through the corridors, Aya felt the artifact calling to her, its presence pulling at her consciousness. "Wait," she gasped, stopping suddenly. "We can't leave it." "We won't," Cooper assured her, squeezing her hand. "But we need a plan." They found temporary shelter in the station's maintenance bay, Thrave securing the doors behind them. "Why are you helping us?" Kai demanded, keeping his weapon trained on the alien. "Because unlike your leaders, I understand what the Sentinel truly is," Thrave replied, his cat-like eyes fixing on Aya. "And I recognize a true guardian when I see one." "You said it was a key." Aya remembered. "A key to what exactly?" "To the actual Sentinel," Thrave explained. "What you found is merely its control mechanism. The true Sentinel lies dormant beneath the surface of this world, waiting to be awakened." Sarah looked skeptical. "An entire planet, and we just happened to dig in the right spot?" "Not happened," Thrave corrected. "The key called to her." He nodded toward Aya. It has been waiting for the right guardian. But why me? Aya asked the question that had been haunting her. That is what my people have been asking for millennia. Thrave replied, a hint of bitterness in his voice. We were the caretakers, the watchers, we believed ourselves worthy. Their conversation was interrupted as Arya's voice came through Cooper's device. Dr. Chen has initiated the artifact transport. The containment unit is being moved to Commander Rena's ship. We need to move now, Kai urged, checking his weapon. Once that ship breaks atmosphere, we lose any chance of recovering the artifact. Cooper pulled Aya close, his eyes searching hers. This is your decision, he said softly. We're following your lead. Aya closed her eyes, feeling the pull of the artifact, the whispers in her mind growing louder, more urgent. The connection between them had grown stronger with each passing hour. She could sense its location, feel its distress at being separated from her. It wants to be found, she whispered, opening her eyes with new determination. And I know exactly where they're taking it. As the group moved through the facility's service tunnels, Cooper stayed close to Aya, their shoulders, brushing his presence, giving her strength. In the brief moment of quiet as they waited for Sarah to bypass a security checkpoint, he pulled Aya into a shadowed alcove. Whatever happens, he whispered, his breath warm against her ear. I'm with you. His kiss was gentle yet urgent, filled with the promise of what could be if they survived. Above them, the sound of Alliance transports filled the air. The race to reclaim the Sentinel had begun, and Aya knew with absolute certainty that everything depended on reaching it before its power could be misunderstood and misused. The awakening. The group raced toward Commander Rena's ship as storm clouds gathered ominously overhead. Sarah piloted their stolen transport with expert precision, while Aya focused on the mental connection drawing her to the artifact. They've secured the artifact in the ship's cargo bay. Kai reported, checking the schematics on his tactical display. Security is heavy. I can get us in. Thrave offered, his skin shifting color slightly to match the transport's interior. My people are skilled at remaining unseen when necessary. As their transport approached the Alliance vessel, lightning split the sky, illuminating the landscape below. The ground beneath them trembled slightly. That's not a normal geological event, Cooper observed, studying the readings on his scanner. Something's happening beneath the surface. The Sentinel stirs. Thrave confirmed, his voice tinged with awe and fear. It senses its key is in danger. They docked with the Alliance ship under the guise of an authorized supply transfer. Thrave and Kai moved first, neutralizing the guards, while Sarah remained with the transport ready for a quick escape. Aya and Cooper made their way to the cargo bay, following the pulsing connection that grew stronger. With each step, it's calling to me. Aya whispered, her eyes taking on a faint luminescence that matched the artifact's glow. They found Dr. Chen in the cargo bay, examining the artifact now removed from its containment field. Fascinating, he murmured, as it pulsed with increasing intensity. The energy readings are off the charts. Step away from it, Chen, Aya commanded, entering the bay. Cooper at her side. Chen turned, his expression calculating. Dr. Nakamura, perfect timing. He said, perhaps you can demonstrate how you activate it. That's not going to happen, Cooper replied, his weapon raised. Commander Rena emerged from the shadows. I'm afraid Dr. Chen is right, she said, her own weapon pointed at Aya. You will help us unlock its potential, or your friends will suffer the consequences. The ship suddenly lurched violently, throwing everyone off balance. As they struggled to regain their footing, the artifact rose into the air, spinning rapidly, its glow intensifying. What's happening? Rena demanded, steadying herself against a cargo container. You're too late, Thrave announced, appearing at the bay entrance with Kai. The Sentinel awakens. The artifact shot toward Aya, hovering before her, its surface rearranging, transforming. The ground beneath the ship shook with increasing violence as something massive stirred below. Aya reached out, instinctively touching the transformed artifact. As her fingers made contact, visions flooded her mind. The history of an ancient race that created the Sentinel to guard against a cosmic threat. the countless species that had sought to control its power, the long vigil of Thrave's people. The ship's hull groaned as the planet seemed to come alive beneath them. Through the cargo bay windows they watched in awe as the ground split open, revealing a colossal form rising from depths, the true sentinel. Thrave whispered. The massive construct resembled a humanoid figure composed of the same material as the artifact its surface, covered with the same intricate patterns, its eyes now alight with the same glow that emanated from Aya. As the sentinel rose fully from the planet's crust, it turned its gaze toward the ship, toward Aya. The artifact in her hands pulsed once more, then merged with her skin, embedding itself into her palm. She is the key and the controller. Thrave explained, his voice filled with resignation. What my people failed to become for millennia. Guardian of worlds, restrain her. Commander Rena ordered, recovering from her initial shock. Whatever connection she has to that thing, we can use it. I don't think that's possible anymore, Cooper replied as Aya began to glow with the same energy as the Sentinel. Aya felt the consciousness of the ancient guardian merge partially with her own understanding flooded her mind. It wasn't created as a weapon, she said, her voice resonating strangely. It was created as a protector, a shield against extinction. Think of what we could do with that power, Chen urged, stepping toward her. The Alliance could ensure peace throughout the galaxy. By force, Kai countered, his weapon now trained on Chen. That's not peace, it's subjugation. The ship shuddered as the Sentinel moved closer, its massive hand extending toward the vessel. It wants me to join with it completely, Aya realized, speaking the knowledge as it came to her, to become its permanent guardian. Aya, no, Cooper pleaded, reaching for her. There must be another way. She turned to him, tears in her eyes. The Sentinel can never be controlled or weaponized. It needs a guardian who understands that power isn't meant for dominance but for protection. Thrave approached, his expression solemn. My people believed we were destined to control the Sentinel. He admitted, we were wrong. Its purpose is not control but symbiosis, a shared purpose. Aya looked at Cooper, her heart torn between her growing connection to the Sentinel and her feelings for him. I don't have to lose myself, she realized suddenly. The previous guardians failed because they sought to command rather than commune. She stepped toward the cargo bay doors, which opened at her mental command. The Sentinel waited outside, its massive form hovering in the storm-filled sky. What are you doing? Rena demanded. Stop her. As Alliance guards moved to intercept her, Sarah, Kai, and Thrave formed a protective circle around Aya and Cooper. Make your choice, Thrave told Aya, but make it freely. Aya reached out her hand toward the Sentinel. I accept your guardianship, she said, but on my terms. I remain human. I remain myself, and I choose who stands beside me. The Sentinel's eyes flared brighter as it processed her conditions. Then slowly it nodded its massive head. Aya turned to Cooper. Will you join me? She asked, extending her hand. The Guardian needs a human perspective, needs balance. Always, he replied, taking her hand. As their fingers intertwined, the artifact embedded in Aya's palm pulsed, sending tendrils of energy around both their wrists, binding them together. No, Chen shouted, rushing forward only to be restrained by Kai. It's over, Chen, Commander Rena said, unexpectedly lowering her weapon. Some powers weren't meant to be weapons. She looked at Aya with newfound respect. Guardian, what happens now? Now the Sentinel returns to its vigil, Aya explained, feeling the ancient consciousness sharing her mind. It will remain dormant until needed, emerging only to protect all sentient life from threats beyond our understanding. And you? Sarah asked, concern evident in her voice. Will be its connection to humanity. Cooper answered, his fingers still entwined with Aya's, its anchor. Thrave bowed deeply. My people will accept this outcome, he said, and will assist in protecting your secret. As the storm cleared, the Sentinel began to descend back into the earth, its purpose fulfilled for now. its guardians chosen not for their desire to control, but for their capacity to protect. Aya and Cooper stood at the edge of the crater, watching as the ancient defender returned to its slumber. Their hands still joined the artifact's glow, a constant reminder of the responsibility they now shared. "Ready?" Cooper asked, turning to face her. "Together," Aya replied, leaning forward to kiss him as the last traces of the Sentinel disappeared beneath the planet's surface. The ancient weapon had chosen no alien, yet it had awakened for the human, not because humans were superior, but because in Aya it had found something rare across the cosmos, a heart that sought to protect rather than control, a guardian worthy of its power.